What's up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the UFC's number 15 ranked welterweight contender, fighting up a division against Shara Bullet at UFC Riyadh on Saturday. The recently engaged and married MVP, Michael Venom Page. How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. As you just said, like a lot's happening all at once. All right.
Congratulations, first
Thank
and
you, thank you.
foremost. I think you had the right idea because my wedding was one of the best days of my life. Great party, everyone had a blast. But the time it took to organize it was one of the most stressful experiences of my life. What was the timeline between your engagement and the wedding itself?
Literally 24 hours, technically.
How?
But so to explain, obviously I've recently reverted to Islam, and the wedding ceremony that we do is called a nikah, which is marriage under Islam, essentially. So the Western, shall I say, Western engagement and then marriage. We've done the engagement side of it, and obviously next year we are now going to be in that planning for the Western wedding. But under Islam, shall I say, we were married. So when we agreed to do the nikah, we agreed that it's for different reasons than the more Western practices, shall I say. So, but she just really, obviously, my partner really wanted to have it in a specific order. But we spoke about it and we said, this is more important. This is kind of more than us and more than our wants. But I surprised her with an engagement just before the nikah anyway. And then obviously 24 hours later, we had our beautiful wedding as well. So we still have one more wedding to go.
Okay, well, I'm glad you'll make time for it. How do you manage all of this? I know clearly, not quite the same undertaking and the lead up, but what has this sort of like week been like trying to balance the nikah, the engagement, the fight?
To be fair, I've got an amazing wife now. Her family are unbelievable. My family are unbelievably supportive, and mainly her family with regards in the build up to this, setting up everything. Seriously, it was unbelievable. I literally said to them, they should do this as a job because it was unbelievable. Seriously, what they did, the table setting, just everything. So I was just told to turn up pretty much. So I got lucky in that sense. Obviously, I was as it was, going on, I'm being told about the decisions, but my partner obviously knew that I got a big fight coming up, and it was more should tap in to just let me know what's happening or ask me, what I'd prefer on certain things, and then I'd be training. That's it. So I was allowed to just focus on that, and to be fair, it works better that way because she's way better with those kind of decision makings and for those kind of things. For me, I'm a lot more chilled.
Yeah, we all have our strengths. I'd
Yeah,
probably pick
exactly.
you to back me up in a street fight over her,
Yeah,
but now I know who to go to next time I'm planning something.
exactly.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the fight. MVP is a businessman. I don't think you do anything without intention. When you're sort of assessing the risk reward of taking this fight up a division, naturally, your future is primarily in the welterweight division, so the rankings aren't especially important in this decision making. Rare test for you to go up a weight division. I know you feel confident about the knockout, but what about Shara Bullet specifically piqued your interest enough to take this avenue?
Again, I like to look at styles, and as much as 100%, he's got an exciting style, very explosive style, very entertaining to watch. For me, I feel like it's nothing that I haven't seen before. Obviously, because I'm in the kickboxing world, or was, shall I say, for so many years, I've seen people like him come through. I've sparred people like him come through. So when I was looking at it, I was like, as much as I think he's exceptional, I'm like, I can see where I can exploit that style from where I've seen similar things in my kind of kickboxing history. So outside of just being opportunistic, I didn't know if I was going to get a fight. I just kind of called it out. I literally was looking and I was like, yep, that stylistically for me is perfect. He's not gonna want to go to the ground. He's not gonna want to hug me and like and just kind of be boring and like try to drag out a win. He's gonna want to strike with me. And I feel like I'm the best striker. And when if you want to just stand and bang with me, then it's going to be a problem.
So he lands that knockout of the year contender, double spinning back fist and Armin Petrosyan. He calls out Izzy, who is headlining the card. How far into, I guess, from like when the fight starts to when he calls out Izzy, does the idea of calling him out come to your mind?
To be fair, so I didn't watch it live. So a lot of times I do reaction videos on YouTube to specific fights. So when that card, you know, happened, I was gonna be doing a reaction video. So the following day when I did the reaction video and then I saw, what he said afterwards, I was like, ooh, I reckon, that'd be a juicy fight. And weirdly enough, the next day when I got into training, my coach was like, "Oh, you should fight Shara." I was like, "Oh yeah, I had the same thought." He's like, "You should call him out. You should call him out." And weirdly enough, I had a couple of interviews lined up for just general stuff. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Let me call him out and see what happens. Just put it out into the universe, and here we are.
If I remember correctly, you sort of pitched it in the sort of sense of stepping up for Izzy, who obviously wasn't going to be fighting Shah relative to his place in the rankings. I seem to remember you talking a little bit about that angle and about Izzy specifically, but I couldn't find the quotes. So why is that the direction went with the call out? Like, is it because of the friendship with Izzy, or was it just sort of like a cool spin on it?
Yeah, I think it's a cool spin on it, but again, it's opportunistic. It gave me a reason as to why I'm calling him out. It wasn't just a random kind of call out for the sake of it. It was you're calling out my boy Izzy. I was like, he's got champion shit to worry about. You leave him alone. But if you're talking about being a top striker, how about you deal with me? So it just made an easy full circle spin to direct it back to myself. And obviously the UFC liked it, so that's why they had the fight made.
If at all, what sort of conversations did you have with Izzy after the call out and after this fight came together?
I don't even think he knew that I did it like that because he messaged me like, "Oh wait, are you fighting? You fighting Shara?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fighting Shara." So I don't even think he saw it. And then we were just kind of more talking about like each other's training camps and stuff. So we didn't really go into that. But I haven't actually seen him as of yet. I know he's here. I spoke to his brother and a few members of the team. So I know he's here doing his thing. But so at some point we'll probably go over that. But yeah.
Last thing before we finish on some rapid fire. Your last fight, obviously, against Ian Machado Garry at International Fight Week. Very close fight. I know, there's just some elements of the jiu-jitsu game that if shaped up a bit better. It was a very close fight, right?
Mm.
I know you don't take the losses too difficultly. After all, you weren't really the prize pupil among your siblings to begin with, and here we are in the top 15 of the UFC. But when you look at the fight that Ian Garry gave Shavkat Rakhmonov, the top contender for the welterweight title, what did that tell you about yourself and your potential to fight for the UFC title at 170 pounds?
The thing is, for me, I've never needed anything else outside of myself belief to believe the ability that I have and know that I have. So it didn't say anything. It maybe reaffirmed a few things, but it didn't say anything. Even when like coming to the UFC, I've always had, or let's say before the UFC, I'm fighting in Bellator. Obviously, things are going well. I'm doing a lot of, having great success there. People always question, oh yeah, but you couldn't do that at the UFC. Oh no, you'd never be able to. Oh, you couldn't fight this person, and you wouldn't. No, any top 10 UFC fighter would be able to do this and that. And I've heard it all. Then I get to the UFC, and oh no, yeah, but he can't. And then things keep changing, keep changing, keep changing.
They usually
I've
do.
always known. I've always known. So, even when I get that belt, it's not gonna be like a ha ha. You see, like I told you guys, I've always keep proving people wrong just from focusing on myself and trying to better myself, which is why even after the fight, I was like, yeah, I can see there's certain things I knew it before, but there's certain things that I need to 100% focus on, which is why I went and did jiu-jitsu. I'm like, I'm always a student. I always want to be better and progress. And then I went and did that. I'm still bettering myself at that. I feel so much better in that space, in that area, and hopefully, that will shine through in my next few fights. in my journey to the top. But yeah, no, I've never needed anything else to qualify how I feel about who I am and what I can do.
Well, I'm curious to see how I'm going to feel about you after the first of these rapid fire questions. Michael Venom Page, after you're done a grocery haul, do you leave the shopping cart anywhere or do you put it back where you found it? I
No,
don't
I put
always
it
put it
back.
back.
No, the reason I say I put it back is because in the UK you have to put your pound,
You still got to
like
do that.
some money in. I'm just not giving away free money for nobody. It doesn't, I mean, I don't care how successful I get. That's a pound. It's my
Good.
money.
Good. Yeah. I'm glad the success hasn't gone to your head. Who wins in a dance battle, you or Izzy?
I'm gonna say me. I don't. I know this guy can dance. I've seen him. I've been seeing him put out the videos. I'm gonna say me,
All right.
just because I was like rating myself.
I like it. What's one highlight reel on the list of many that you already have that you're still in pursuit of? What's one you really want to add to the list?
There's one I've landed it a few times in kickboxing, and I've landed it once in MMA, but not in the gym. Sorry, not in the cage.
Mm.
And that one I would love if that one would just be with me forever if I can do it. And it's a 720 spin kick, and you spin twice in the air, land the kick, and you smile at the crowd while the person's falling down.
Okay. Well, I mean, considering sort of the offensive output of your opponent on Saturday, I hope that maybe this is the time it manifests. Last one, and I'll let you go.
Mhm.
If at all, what do you have planned for the honeymoon? The first of two.
Yeah, exactly. So to be fair, because we knew there's a lot going on, Um, we didn't make the honeymoon about this one. It was more like I said, there's more about in the car, and I feel like the honeymoon practices again is more for the kind of Western
Western.
practice. So when we do when we get married next year, uh, again, we'll probably take a honeymoon after that. But for this one, we after this trip, we're gonna go to Dubai, spend some time, like personal quality time together, because it's just been a lot. So it's just good for us to just kind of chill together. Then come back to Saudi to do Mecca and do Umrah, and again, it's more religious practices for us both. Then I get to go to Miami and see my family over there because my brother Curtis Jr. has just had another page to the book, shall I say?
Damn.
A little girl called Nova. So it would be his first girl, third child, but his first girl. So I'm going to see the newborn. It's like what, a week old.
Damn. Damn. Well, I know family is very important to you, MVP, so I'm
Yeah.
glad you're making so much time for it. I do want to learn more about your sort of newfound faith, but these
Mm.
13-minute windows are tight for those
Yeah,
conversations.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
look
yeah.
forward
But
to what
we'll
we
talk
can.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
definitely. We'll talk
All
again.
right. Well, best of luck on the fight. I want to let you have the
Thank you.
last word. So very quickly, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Subscribe, tap the bell, thumbs up. Give us your official prediction. MVP, Shara Bullet, co-main event of UFC Riyadh on Saturday. Michael Venom Page, if there's anything you want to tell the people, the floor is yours, friend.
Again, just for all my fans till this far, keep supporting, keep promoting, keep talking, just keep putting out positive energy for me. I'm gonna keep doing my best to deliver in the cage, and I like to deliver big things. It's never small. I like to be exciting. I like to be entertaining, and I'm gonna always be like that. I'm always gonna die on that sword. So keep watching, tune in. I'm doing everything. I'm trying to do everything at the moment. We got YouTube channels working. Um, Instagram. I'm trying to get on this TikTok thing. It's difficult, but I'm working
Especially
on it.
these
My missus
days.
is my missus is getting is pushing me in that direction. And we just opened a film company as well. So I'm going to be doing small short films, and we're doing a documentary on my journey to this point. So and beyond. So there's a lot coming out. There's a lot coming out. Stay tuned in. And if you're ever in the UK, go to Ixchel Mexican restaurant. I'm one of the investors in there. It's doing exceptional. So it's gonna be the best restaurant in Mexican restaurant in the UK.